So the question I get asked is, how has COVID-19 affected the operations of the business, and what does it mean in terms of the future of work from home? And that's a very interesting question that we're grappling with at the moment. I think that the way that we undertook this was really to chunk the situation into three distinct components. The first one was to adapt to the immediate upheaval of a lockdown, and that was to try and get as many of our people as remote as possible, where they could still function properly and fulfill the needs of our clients. The second one, which is the phase that we're largely in now, is to bring an element of stability back to the business and have a look at how we could achieve levels of performance that we saw prior to COVID-19. And then the third area, which runs almost concurrently to the other two, is to assess what this means to us for the future. Because I think all of us understand that COVID-19 is something that's going to live with us for a significant period of time, and that it will probably quite dramatically change the working landscape for people going forward. And it would be unfortunate if some of the lessons that we actually took from this were not applied in terms of enhancing employer value propositions for their staff going forward at some point in time. So while a number of our people are able to work remotely, I think some of the challenges that we see are that there are technology issues that we face, and most of those have largely been overcome in a relatively short space of time. We do certainly see challenges with regards to networks and infrastructure, where I think the ability to put 400 people in a remote location is something that we're busy testing and grappling with at the moment, making sure that people can enter virtual networks on a secure basis, make sure that our clients' data is secure, make sure that we are watching for any data breaches. And those types of things takes an awful amount of work, but we're well on our way to making sure that all of those things are secure. I think the other issue is a personal issue, where we have people that inherently sometimes come to a location because they enjoy the environment, they enjoy having people around them, and they enjoy interacting with other people. Whereas finding the ability to motivate yourself to get out of bed in the morning and saunter through to the lounge where you start your work is a completely different mindset, as well as the solitude that comes with that. And sometimes some of our people actually just suffer from forms of depression because they do not have access to as many people as they normally would. They don't get to have the conversations with their friends, they don't get to interact with other people. And so some of these things are areas that we are grappling with at the moment. Largely, we've had to significantly increase the amount of communication that we do with our staff, and whether that is just tips on how to remain productive, how to structure your day, making sure that our people still have access to our own internal ability to be able to share their issues with people. And there we have specialists on call for anybody who is suffering any form of depression or unhappiness, that they can talk through with people, because all of these things need to be done in a virtual world now, as opposed to being able to be done in person. So the technology challenges, I'd say, are largely overcome, although they tend to crop up all the time. The personal challenges, I think we are well on our way to solving many of those, although we will always find people that will be happy to work remotely and other people that will still want to interact with people on a daily basis. And that's something that we can only solve when the lockdown is over. The level of engagement and communication with our staff is being increased dramatically, but we continue working on making sure that we understand what communication works, because the written word works for some people versus videos for other people. Some people are happy with just getting a telephone call every now and again to check in and see how they're doing. Management information has had to be enhanced quite dramatically so that we can actually see who is efficient and who is effective from a remote perspective. And we've had to shift our business largely to a basis of managing people purely on the basis of their output, as opposed to some of the other metrics which we traditionally have. Once again, some people respond much better to that than others. Some people require less management and some people require more guidance. So I think in summary, the pandemic has given us pause to think about whether there are new ways of doing things. And I think that there are certainly ways that allow us to segment the people that we have in the business and allow those that respond better to working remotely to do so and give them the freedoms that are associated with that. Less time in traffic, more freedom to spend time at home and engage in with your family, and still allowing those people that need a little bit more structure, need a little bit more support to have a base to come in and work from that perspective. We will continue to mature the technology to make sure that we have greater stability and greater security than ever before, as is going to be required from us. And we are going to have to also upskill some of our management in terms of being able to manage people more remotely and what's required from that. So all in all, I think that it has taught us some valuable lessons. And I think that if we are not able to adapt to being able to work in a different way, being able to allow more people to work from home and giving people greater freedoms in the work environment, I think that we will have lost an opportunity to take our business forward and to create some really solid value propositions for our employees to be able to embrace their jobs more fully, be more productive, and have a greater balance in terms of their lifestyle. So out of every bit of adversity or every crisis comes some very, very positive things. And I think we've certainly learned from that, and we will take that forward to see how we can turn that into something really positive in terms of job creation for people and something that allows people to earn a really, really good income in a very different way.